you don't need to have these big elaborate things. You just need to put your people in the forefront and let them know that you're thinking of them and really making them feel special. And honestly, the best way of doing that is just picking up the phone and calling them. Hey, I was just thinking of you. How are you doing? And how is so-and-so? And, I saw on Facebook this was happening. Like, it's one thing to comment on Facebook and Instagram. It's a whole nother thing to pick up that phone and call them.
Hey, Jack Lehr here down in Lehr Podcast. So I have this amazing guest with me today. Her name is Aimee Burroughs, and she's from this beautiful place on the east side of Florida, Palm Beach Garden. Welcome, Aimee.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. How's the weather up there right now?
Oh, it sucks. It's nowhere near what it should be. It is 61 today. It's 61 in York, Pennsylvania. That's close to what it is in Florida, okay. Right?
It's cold here. It's like 80 degrees.
It's cold here. It's like 80 degrees. Aimee, I'm heading down there. I think we're going to see each other real soon. So I need to come down there.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Just upfront contract to everybody here. We want to bring lots of energy and we're helping other people. So Aimee comes from the real estate world, and maybe we just talk a little bit about your background and learn more about Aimee Burroughs.
Thank you. I am a mom of 3, married to a firefighter. And when I got into the industry, I was actually a stay-at-home mom, and I realized I love to work. I'm probably, some people call me a workaholic, but call it what you will. I love to work. I love to coordinate. I love to help people. I love to just make people feel good. Right. Got into real estate, had learned I was pregnant with number 3 child.
Okay.
And just said, it's either sink or swim. And for me, nothing is sinking. It's always, let's go. So dug my heels in, and just grinded away. Brought my kids on every single appointment with me initially, had no choice. And fast forward, I guess it's been 7 years now, and I have a beautiful team here in sunny South Florida that we are super excited to be sharing all of our information with other agents and collaborating with other agents, but also being able to help our clients and helping our agents that are on our team grow. So that's that in a little nutshell.
Yeah, I think you're way more than that. So on social media, I get to see this incredible human who's very giving to their community, to her community, and also like some things that you do outside of real estate that show others that you're a true competitor, right?
I am. So I compete in Olympic weightlifting.
Nice.
Not something you hear on a daily basis. Actually, my background is ballet, believe it or not. I went to performing arts school in high school for ballet. And so ironically enough, that switched. But it's the technique that I really enjoy. And it's also the competitive edge.
Yeah.
Not competitive with other people, but competitive with myself. How much better can I get, today than I was yesterday? And I think it's really important for each and every one of us to find that competitive edge within ourselves, to just push ourselves just to that limit, that day and then the next day. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. My daughter competes. She actually competes on a national level. So it's a family affair, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, I think we had a conversation last evening, and you were actually coming back from the gym, and you bring your children to the gym with you, right?
Yep. They come to the gym with me, lead by example. So they really enjoy it. There's a lot of stuff for them to do there. Keeps their mind and body rolling. I think you heard my daughter say last night that they did yoga. They were doing some meditation. Is what she said. Yeah. So they see the importance of that, and they see my husband and I just pushing on a daily basis, but also bringing them with us and understanding that things aren't going to be easy, and you have to learn how to embrace the hard. And what does that look like? But we're all in this together, and we can all do this together, and we can all do hard things together. So it's great. We definitely have a strong family unit, and we love to share that with other people and just be, I don't know, an example to our kids, but also be there for other people outside of that.
Yeah. Let's talk about how we first met, because we're both in the Tom Ferry network. We both get coached by a Tom Ferry coach. And in fact, I didn't know this until recently, but your coach is pretty tight and good friends with my coach.
Yes.
And that's kind of how we got to know each other.
Yes. You always want to put yourself into rooms with people that elevate you and that will bring you to that next level. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, right? So you came on to a Zoom session, and I listened to that Zoom session. I was like, I have to get to know this guy. I need to put myself out there and meet this guy. And I just knew with the way that you have things structured with your team, how you have it built with the culture within your team, how you guys handle your deals, how you guys handle your clients outside of that. For me, I looked at that and I said, I will get to know him. So yeah, I mean, at the Tom Ferry, one of the events, you were talking to somebody, and like I said, I stick to my word. I will meet this guy. I tracked you down like a stalker and just wanted to introduce myself to you because I knew that I wanted to be in that room with you, to learn from you and to elevate all those things that are just important in life in general and in business. So
yeah, and that was like super meaningful to me, is that like somebody sees what you're doing and maybe how you're helping others, and they come up and introduce themselves, and like super humbling. And the way that you came up to me and we just had a conversation, and at that point I was like, man, I get to meet some incredible folks, but there's something about you. And I was like, damn, I want to get to know you and what you're doing, and learn more about, how we can maybe collaborate together. So that's pretty cool.
Thank you. No, it is cool. I'm one of those people that it's a visionaryist. Is that a word?
Visionary.
And really setting that picture up of what things look like in the future, right? You're not in there, but you can have that vision. And whatever that vision looks like, you could just step into it. Yeah. And for me, it's collaborating with like-minded human beings, whether it's in the real estate world, outside, just really strong business humans that I can learn from. And again, it's just, I had that vision in my head. I'm like, I don't know where I'll like introduce myself to him, but it's going to happen. And look at it. There you have it. Out of like 7,000 real estate agents, right?
Or 30,000 or 90.
Something crazy like that. It was just a ton. And it was like that opportunity, like he's talking to somebody. So don't ever, I guess a good piece of advice for people is if there's something that you want to do and you feel uncomfortable about it, or just going up in front of somebody, because it can be intimidating, right? I'm like, God, this guy is like amazing. But you know what? I said I'm going to do it, and I walked right up. So don't ever hesitate from doing those things that you might be uncomfortable with, but is going to help you in life, and just do it.
That's great advice actually for me, because a lot of times I'm like, I'm going to be a burden to that person. And then sometimes like at these events that we get to either speak at or just be a guest at, or just whatever, you're around a lot of other high performers, and getting vulnerable to be able to go up and introduce yourself and meet that person, and also being able to not be to be approachable. Because I think that's the big thing, is like, there's some people that I've aspired and I wanted to meet, and they were very unapproachable, and they were like, and then I met them and I was like, they were complete jackasses.
Yes.
And it was just such a turnoff. And I think when I'm so grateful that you came up and introduced yourself to me, I was beyond humbled. And then I just wanted to learn more about you, so we could, hey, maybe there is a way to collaborate. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's a way that you can help me. Maybe there's a way I can help you. And I think we both come with that heart of help, mission driven. And when we do that, the rewards are
They're
magnified
endless.
tenfold.
They're endless. The abundance, I believe strongly in an abundance mindset. And if you're open to that, and things will just start to fall into your lap, right? They do. And you just have to set yourself up in those positions to allow for that. And thank you for being open and being nice to me.
Yeah. And you're right, that abundance mentality, going with the servant, being of a servant,
Yes.
Servant leader,
Yes.
and being able to help others. It is the most rewarding thing.
Yes.
And I get rewarded in so many ways, just like you do, Aimee, because, we go there to help. So I'm super grateful that you took that time. So let's get over this, like kissing each other's butts here, and let's move on, and let's share some things to help others. Okay.
I love it. Yep. I love
So
it.
You're killing it in your business, and you're building a team. Your team's on the smaller side, but that's okay, because you're building a SEAL team that's going to perform and is performing. Like, Aimee's a production queen, right? You're killing it.
Thank you.
But you're looking to grow, and one of the big ways that you've grown your business is loving on your clients.
Yes.
And your community. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we do a lot of different events with our clients, but I think one of the biggest things is, and this was before I even had my operations manager to be able to help coordinate all of that, because while it was just me doing it, it seemed like a whole lot to put that together and thinking of these big elaborate things. And the bottom line is, you don't need to have these big elaborate things. You just need to put your people in the forefront and let them know that you're thinking of them and really making them feel special. And honestly, the best way of doing that is just picking up the phone and calling them. Hey, I was just thinking of you. How are you doing? And how is so-and-so? And, I saw on Facebook this was happening. Like, it's one thing to comment on Facebook and Instagram. It's a whole nother thing to pick up that phone and call them.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there's friends of ours that you may have hung out with for, one stage in your life quite a bit. And now life happens and you go separate ways or whatnot. But a good friend of mine had hurt herself and was in the hospital. I didn't realize that until I saw it on social media. Obviously, I picked the phone up, called her, and then also sent her some brownies and a card and things like that. But it's truly something that comes from the heart. And it's like, hey, you know what? I know this isn't like a big gift, but I just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. And it's just the thought that goes behind it that goes a long way. It's not even, it's not having a big elaborate party. It's not having, you don't have to think big. You just have to be present and you have to be there, and you just have to, they just need to know that you are thinking of them. That's it. So that would be probably one of the biggest things that I could share. And while I was just as a single agent and starting out, I thought, oh man, I need to do this like big elaborate thing. And I've got to add all these bells and whistles, and I'm not going to do anything until I can do that. And that's the wrong mentality. You got to do what's best for you right now and make it count. And I honestly think that those little things go further than anything else. And a handwritten note.
Yeah. So
it's the basics.
Here's the thing. What you just explained.
It's the basics.
So stinking simple, but rarely done.
Yeah. Rarely. We see so many shiny objects in front of us.
Yeah.
And we think, wow, you know what? I need to be doing that because those people are so successful. I need that shiny object. And then you're constantly chasing the shiny object and you're never doing the thing. You're just chasing. So if you step back and you stop for a minute and you just think, wow, you know what? Let me just focus on what's the most important. My people, they trust me. They know me. They know the kind of business that I do. They know that they can put anything into my hands and that I'm going to get it done for them.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it done for them yesterday. Right. So why not love and support them? Because those are the people that are going to refer. My business is primarily based off referrals and sphere of influence. So that is my primary source of generating my leads.
Yeah.
And we're expanding from that, but that's been my primary source.
It's probably the most important lead pillar, because the easiest way to grow your business is by the clients you've taken great care of and asking for introductions.
Yes.
In the realtor world, they call it referrals. In my world, we call it introductions. I believe an introduction is way more powerful. It's just a change in words, but it's also a little shift in the lid. So you go out and take great care of a client. It doesn't cost a lot to have those touches. And then they're introducing you to other like-minded that want to have great services provided to their friends and family and neighbors. And that's how you grow your business.
That's exactly it. I just had a text message this morning from a friend of mine I haven't talked to in a while. I need to obviously reach out to her, but we do other touches elsewhere. But she sent me a message and she said, man, I miss you so much. I have a good friend of mine. She's ready to buy right now. Can you help her? You're absolutely amazing. I wouldn't send her to anybody else. And immediately I picked the phone up and called her friend. She goes, oh my gosh, you guys work fast. I just told her that I was looking for an agent. I said, we work fast in this industry. Now you know how I will respond to you when we go to put contracts in, and we're really going to bat for you. We're here of service. We're here to help you out, and we're not on the sidelines waiting for things to happen. So, when you get those text messages, it's like, oh, this is amazing. That's what it's about. When people are texting you and asking you for your services, that's when like, okay, I'm doing something right.
It's funny when some people go, like, maybe they're searching your website, maybe it's an introduction, and you respond real quick. And you got to be mindful right now. We live in the world of instantaneous gratification. Yeah. I can go to Zillow, type in an address. I can go to realtor.com or any other platform or IDX site and type in an address and get connected with someone or some information on that property. And if we're not there for them right away, because some people go, oh, you're super aggressive. It's a disservice when you're not there for them.
That's right.
It's like, that's a mindset shift, because some people go, well, you're overly aggressive, and get in touch with them right away. If I don't, and you introduce me, they're on that portal, and next thing you know, they're clicking. And
they're going someplace else.
Maybe they're getting connected to a Zillow preferred agent, but
that's right.
And when you have a lot of those out there, doesn't mean just because they're on that platform does not mean they're going to provide great service. And you're taking great care of your clients by quickly getting in touch with them. So
yes,
that's something I want to encourage everybody out there. Don't be the nonchalant person that says, oh, they introduced me, that client's definitely mine. Because
don't ever assume.
They have a spouse, a significant other, they're shopping. Oh, I got connected with Joe on Zillow or Roto.com, and they're going to meet us at the house. Oh, I thought I was going to work with Aimee. Well, Aimee didn't call.
Yeah.
Right. Or Jack didn't call, whatever. Like, we're taking great care of our clients by staying in touch promptly.
Absolutely. If you don't stay in touch, they're going to go find somebody else. It just is what it is.
Yeah. It happens all the time. Think about all the great clients that you have. And then the most frustrating part, again, I'll share with our team. And we run some very high performing teams, but we've had folks that, sell 100 homes, 120 houses a year on our team. And next thing you know, we see a house get listed, and we had just sold it to them last year, and they loved working with our agent.
Yes.
But we didn't stay in touch with them. They went to realtor.com, got a name, and guess what? It wasn't one of our leads that we paid for, and now it's somebody else's.
That's right.
We got to have those continuous touches and relationships.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I tell my agents all the time, I say, look, I know it seems like you're the biggest thing is I don't want to bother them. You're not bothering them. You have to be in front of them. Well, I don't want to be a pest, but you're not being a pest. They need your service. That is a mindset that needs to switch. That is a mindset that in your mind, you have to internalize it and have it come out as they need my service. If they go anyplace else, they're not going to get as good a service as they will with me. I need to stay on top of them. They cannot go anyplace else. I am their go-to girl. So I try to, everything in this business is a mindset. Everything.
It truly
Everything.
is. So just think about, we were on our mastermind yesterday, and one of my beautiful collaboration partners, and I love her to death. When we have head trash and we think to ourselves that we're bothering and not going with the service mentality of helping, because it's not always, hey, Aimee, do you want to buy, sell? Or maybe even think about what's going on in today's market. No, hey, my goodness, I know we last connected 2 months ago. Shame on me. I cannot believe it's been 2 months. Hey, talking about something else, just because guess what? They know that you help them and you're just calling to connect.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
It's simple. It's
so
just like
simple.
your friends. If you don't work on it, you're going to lose your friends.
That's right.
I've lost friends because, we went from friends to just being acquaintances because I didn't keep in touch or they didn't keep in touch. Same thing with the relationship with your real estate professional.
That's right.
And
I like to look at it as, your financial advisor, by the way, is constantly keeping in contact with you, right?
The good ones, yes.
Yes, the good ones. We're no different. We are their financial advisor when it comes to the equity in their home. Mm-hmm. So you need to stay on top of them to be of service and, keep them updated upon things that are going on. But you don't, again, like you said, you don't need to be doing that on a daily basis, talking shop. But what you can do is just let them know that you're there. Hey, how are you? It's a simple, I saw this on Facebook. How fantastic is that? And it's also, quite often if I'm waiting in line at the grocery store, instead of noodling around on my social media, I will noodle around on it, but I'll find certain things on there and then I'll text message friends. Yeah. Hey, just thinking of you. I saw this going on, but it's totally internalized. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. And it's just taking that 2 seconds out just to flip those over to them. You spend enough time on social media, you can at least send out a couple of even text messages every single day. So simple.
Yeah. Letting people know what you do. I think one of the things that again, this is that head trash. Let's think about the average real estate professional. I'm talking about a person with a license. They're really not a professional, but they have a license. Okay. Because the barrier to entry in real estate is very, very low. In Pennsylvania, It's a 75-hour course, pass a couple tests, boom, you got your license. A couple bucks here and there. It's not like you got to do much more than that. And again, rarely is anything used in that Dagburn course in true actual real estate in the profession. So they're not learning how to sell. They're not learning how to take great care of their clients. They're learning about bounds and metries and words that I'm making up because it's all bullshit. Yeah. Metries. It's amazing. Anyway, I was having fun with it, but there's so much stuff in there that just doesn't even apply. And they have these folks that have these licenses and they're using their head trash to help that next client potentially. And they're not focused on that other person that they're trying to help. And that's the most frustrating part that I see when new people come into the industry or people that are in it enter and you're like, enter in my world and they start sharing me what they're doing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like when you have a new potential real estate agent enter your world and they come up with these ideas, like what is the most frustrating thing that you hear out of their mouths?
As far as what do you mean?
Well, you just interviewed somebody just recently and they're like, I don't want to blank.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't want to make calls.
Oh,
okay. You're not going to be a good fit for us. Bye-bye. If you can't make a phone call to your mother, how are you going to do this business? Really, that's as simple as it is. Yeah. Honestly, give your mom a call and say, hey, Mom, I'm just thinking of you right now. I'm doing great in real estate. Who do you know that's looking to buy or sell? If you talk to them on a daily basis, just call them. Get used to picking up that phone and calling. People have this misconception of making calls that it's this cold call and that you are not being of service and that it's, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but it is a mindset shift that needs to happen. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest challenge with them is I don't want to make my calls. then how else are you going to do it? Yeah. How are you going to connect? It's a contact sport. You need to have conversations with people. Let them know who you are. You can't be a silent agent, number one, because nobody's going to come to you.
Silent or secret agents, right? Yeah, they're no good.
A secret agent. So I don't know if they feel like they need to be salesy or they don't know enough about real estate to be able to carry on that conversation. And of course, there's the scripts that we go over. But more than anything, it's just, I want you to initially, and this is what I do with my agents, I want you to call your mom. I want you to call your dad. I want you to call your brother, your sister, whoever it is. I want you to sit down and I want you to hammer out all these calls. Every single person that's in your phone right now, I want you to give them a call and just say hi. It doesn't have to be salesy. So how are you today? I'm good. How are you? I'm great. You know, things have just changed in my world and I got into the real estate world, you know, as simple as that. It's not that, I don't know why that has to be so difficult.
We make the simple things sound and become so difficult when the reality, it is real simple. Like if you show up with a grateful heart, number one,
yes,
and you're ready to just be a sponge and learn and be coachable.
Yes.
And be willing to become not the secret agent and get out of obscurity, make a few phone calls, introduce yourself, not the salesy approach. Again, hey, Aimee, hey, this is Jack. We haven't spoken in quite some time. Or, hey, you know, you're my sister. Hey, oh my gosh, can you believe what happened? What happened, Jack?
Yeah.
I got my real estate license and I joined this team. And the beautiful part is my teammates, a lot of success. So I'm there to lean on my teammates. They're going to help me grow my business. And it's not going to be just coming in as a brand new agent and suffering through all the foolishness, because, you know, you've probably had people join your team, get some successes and get them on a contract, but they never finished. They didn't go cross the finish line because deals blown up because they're not asking for help or don't know what to do. And it's, again, the simple things.
It's the simple things. I love it when I get an agent that comes in and, you know, we talk about making calls and they're okay. They get nervous, but they're like, okay. Yeah. And you're like, all right, you don't have to be perfect at this, but if you are willing to learn and you're willing to take that next step and you're willing to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations and you're willing to, like you said, to be coachable, Jack, then you're going to be successful. There's no way that you're going to fail. There's no way. There is a simple equation for this. It's all a numbers game, right? That's why I go back. Don't try to overcomplicate things. Yeah. And I don't want you to sit there and say, well, I'm going to make this beautiful little picture and put it on social media. That's great, but you need to make your calls because that's not going to necessarily move the needle for you. So while that's all beautiful and wonderful, that's still a shiny object. Let's get back to the basics. I need you for the basics for 2 hours every day. How difficult is that? How difficult is that?
It's super simple. And again, I've had people that we've inherited on our team, or just we've had team members join where, you know, what's the best way to communicate with you? Well, I don't do texts and I don't do calls and I don't do emails. Well, do you do it? Signals? I don't know what you do. Like, are you pigeons, carrier pigeon? Like, how do you communicate? I'm like, if you like it becomes quite frustrating. It's but it is an interesting world we live in. But if you just make the calls and go with that mentality of, again, just helping others. And I think one of the things that we chatted about right before we got on here was you're that resource for others, meaning somebody has an HVAC problem. They need a painter.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So I love the connections that I make, and they're my people. They're part of my team. You know, I love sending business over to people, and I love having them. I really enjoy seeing other people succeed. I do. And I love watching the businesses grow. I love people's just creativity and how they're, you know, moving the needle in their own business, not just with real estate, but just with other things. Yeah. And constantly in my mind, I'm sending referrals out wherever they may be. I'm constantly thinking in my head, somebody's talking. And while they're talking in my mind, I'm already thinking, oh, I've got a perfect person for you. Or, oh, I can connect you to. Oh, you need this? Yeah, no problem. I get into my phone and I connect them via text message. Very simple. Hey, hey, Jack, I want you to meet so-and-so. This person's going to be really helpful on your AC unit. I'm going to let you guys connect, and then I move on to the next. So I've connected them, not just by word of mouth, because quite often, if you just give somebody a phone number to say, hey, go ahead and call, they're not going to do it, right? I don't know why, but they don't. So it's very simple just to connect them via text message and say, you guys have at it. If you need my help, I'm completely here. And then they're just incredibly grateful. And then that rolls into other business opportunity for that person, because then they're going to refer that person to somebody else, and the list goes on, right? So when I get people like that in my world, I like to say, I want to keep them close to me. Right. Yeah. And quite often they'll come back. Thank you so much for all these referrals. How can we help you? How can we help you? And I said, we have the conversation and all, and I'm like, look, I love to see you grow. I love to see the abundance, and I'm always here to assist with that. It's just, like you said, it's just a giving heart. There's nothing else that beats that.
But there's nothing wrong with monetizing that giving heart, because you do it out of that pure, beautiful heart you have. But guess what? Having that introduction conversation. So Aimee, you're great at HVAC. That's beautiful. You and your company, and you might go into a home sometime and the house needs a lot more love, and maybe I can help them with selling it or introducing those folks to me. That's how we can potentially both monetize everything, but just going with that helpful heart.
Yes.
Like that's the way to have that conversation. And when you build those relationships, you deserve to be paid. That's
right.
Yeah. Your relationship, bring them together, right?
Yep, absolutely. And that's, again, circling back around to the majority of my business has all been based on sphere of influence and past clients. And that's how I've been able to do it. I used to be part of a networking group called BNI.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so of course we have to pass out, the sheets of paper that go out. And I have continuously always had the most referrals to pass out, because in my mind, I'm like, I've got these people, I can help them. How can I help them? How can I be of service? And if you can walk through life like that, and the people that you come across that really stand out, and in your mind thinking, how can I be of service to them? You are going to be extremely successful. You will. There's just no doubt about that. And I tell my agents too, don't overcomplicate this. You have some beautiful people in your world. And even, my agent said, well, I know this one person, but I think she already has a real estate agent. I'm not going to call her. No. But she did end up calling her. I said, make sure you call her. So she did. And she said, I'm not trying to take her, but I just wanted her to know that this is what I'm doing. And I'm up in a totally different area. And I'm not trying to take her business, but maybe she can refer business to me. And I said, that's it. That's that mindset that you need to turn around. And these are your people, and you need to connect with them. They know you, they love you, they want to help you. So that was a beautiful thing. So a mindset shift on all of that, and just be of service on everything that you do.
Yeah.
Everything.
And I think you're going to go into Sphere and your people that are inside of Aimee's world, and your brand is beautiful in West Palm area, Palm Beach Gardens.
Yeah.
But you're also going to expand in some other lead generation opportunities, I believe.
Yes.
You've started that recently.
Yes.
And that's making a lot of calls.
Yes. And if you don't make good, it's great. So we expanded it to the Google business.
Okay.
We've expanded it to just the social media ads and things, just tapping more into that, because while we grow our team, obviously, we're tapping into their sphere of influence, but then we want to reach the masses, right? So consistently trying to grow with that. And this is, reaching out to people like you, and reaching out to those that have mastered those particular areas is super important for agents. Set your ego aside, reach out to whoever you need to expand that, because you don't know what you don't know if you don't ask. And so if you're looking for that reach, you're looking to level up, then you need to put yourself in rooms with the people like Jack that can help level it up and expand that. So that's why, when it was my own sphere of influence, it's one thing, but carrying on team members and being able to offer them as much as I possibly can to expand that was really important to me.
So you're looking to grow your team.
Yeah.
How, in like numbers, what does that look like as far as number of agents?
This year, I'd like to grow it by 10 agents. That's my goal, is 10 solid, strong agents. I'm talking producing agents that will get out there and hit the pavement and are not scared to get on that phone and make those calls. I'm talking producing and not just a couple of homes. I'm talking, y'all want to make some money and you guys want to help as many people as you possibly can. Those are the kind of people that I'm looking for.
I think
ones that are trainable.
There you go. That coachability is very important.
Yeah.
I think it's like, we chatted a little bit about that, bringing those people in that are willing to make the phone calls.
Yes.
And not just having 100 agent count and saying, oh my gosh, I have 100 agents and we did 600 transactions. Holy moly. Out of those 100 agents, 25 aren't producing anything. They're costing us. The other 40, the next 40 are costing us because they're only doing 2 and 3. And then a handful are doing a lot more. And you're not looking for that foolishness, because when I hear those numbers from certain leaders in our industry, I say, I feel very sorry for you, because I know what that cost you in your life. Right. And even if somebody else is handling the babysitting duties, it's bullshit that you and I don't want to deal with.
Exactly. Well, to me, I want somebody that wants to come on and utilize everything that I've worked really hard to build up. And I also realized going through this, you can't want something more than somebody else wants. And that's, and which is hard for me, because it's like, I just want to give, I want to give everybody the world. Right. But, I want those people that are going to come on and they're willing to accept it and they're willing to grow and they want to grow. Again, having like a giving heart, I will sit down and have one-on-ones with my agents frequently, because every single person is different. They're going to attract somebody different.
Yeah.
What does your sphere look like? Well, whatever that sphere looks like, I have an agent. She's killing it. She's in college right now. She's killing it. She's finishing up this year. And she just wrote up 6 contracts this last month.
Love it.
Amazing. And so we sat down and we strategized for her personally.
Yeah.
So you're in that college world. Okay. Well, you're going to get a lot of new professors that are coming in. They need to find a place.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of students. And oh, by the way, there's a student loan program that students can actually purchase a home with their parents' backing, and it's actually in their name. So you start to build up equity. There's some really fantastic programs that are out there. And I said, you're the one that's there, you're connected, you can be of service to them. So I really want to cater it to exactly where they are, because if you put them all in one box, you got to attract your tribe, right? So being able to hone in on what their specialties are and where we can, exponentially grow that. And that's really important to me as far as agents coming in, because I can't do one thing with another. It's just, it may not work. I have another one that married to a firefighter as well. It's like, okay, that's your world. Now we've got a Homes for Hero program. We're going to go to all of the fire departments and first responders, and we're going to present that, because that's your world. Yeah. So there's so many different things. If you can niche it down to your own personal sphere and your own, what you're living in now, you don't have to go find things that are outside of your worlds. It's right there in front of you. So being of service to my agents and understanding them as human beings, correct, also understanding what their goals are and meeting them where they are right now, to then share all of that stuff and give them those tools to be able to succeed. That's where the Burroughs team is. That's where we feel as though giving back and our that's where we're at. I want everybody to feel like they are powerful and they can do anything as long as they're willing to take that.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, so if you market to everybody, you market to nobody. So finding your niche and getting focused on that. And then everybody within your team, like, again, the professors in the college, the first time home buyers that are students just graduating, that are just getting their first job, the first responders, the people that work out, the people that Olympic lift, like getting focused in that world. Guess what? They all have people in their own little worlds who are looking to buy, sell, or invest.
That's
They're
right.
typically homeowners or renters with a path to both of those things. Yeah.
You don't have to go far from where you are. You don't have to go far from your house. Let's just call it, to be able to find those people that you're going to be able to trust, or you're going to be able to help, and they're going to trust you. So, finding those strong 10 agents and then being able to expand from there. So if we can focus on that, and then being able to create different pods and different agents that are going to be able to help other new agents coming in to be able to, let's just call it like-minded, right? Like, hey, I'm going to be able to help this agent that's coming in, because when you help somebody, you learn so much more about the industry and what you're doing when you're able to help somebody. And I think that's really important. And again, it goes right back to that help and giving.
Yeah. Your heart shines through massively in everything you do on social media, certainly here today. What's one of your favorite books that has helped you in business?
Okay. I love this. I was waiting for you to ask me. I'm such a nerd when it comes to reading. So I read everything. I really do. I would say one of my most favorite books, and it's not necessarily a business book, but I'm very much in tune to self-help books, manifesting, having that vision of what you want. Because if you have that vision of what you want, you're going to be able to fill those gaps in of who you need to talk to. Like my vision in my head, I'm like, I need to talk to Jack about specific things. And so we're going to fill that gap, right? So I tracked you down because I already had that vision in my head. I said, this is what I want to do. I need to go to him. I need to do this, because I set a very clear expectation, right? So I'm not like all over the place. I'm like, nope, right there. One of my favorite books that I most recently read was by Gabby Bernstein. Are you familiar with her? She's fantastic.
Okay. What book is it? Do you know?
So
remember the name?
She has several books. One is The Universe Has Your Back. And the other one that I really liked was Super Attractor. Gabby Bernstein.
Okay.
Yep. The other book, and I have to look this up right now because I'll give you, I do a lot of audio books too, audibles, like a lot of those. And by the way, my kids listen to them in the car too, whether they like it or not, they're learning stuff. The other one that I just started listening to was, Atomic Habits is also another one that I really like. Mm-hmm. Where is it? Fanatical Prospecting. That's a great one. Jeb Blount. Nice. That's a really good one to bring you back to the basics, to let you know how to switch your mindset around with calling. And just letting people know that, understanding why we do it and understanding the psychology behind it, and not being salesy, but just, again, changing your mindset and understanding the psychology behind it. Those would be my top ones. I have a million more. I would be more than happy to share with you. I actually have a bookshelf in my office, and I know that I don't really see bookshelves in people's offices. It looks very like office-y, right? If that's a word. But I have this bookshelf, and you can tell a lot about a person when you look at their bookshelf, right? You can tell a lot about them. And it's all like self-help, Tony Robbins and all of these other books, because I feel as though big time, if you can internally strengthen yourself, you can strengthen those around you, but you have to strengthen yourself first before you can be of servant to anybody else. And I wholeheartedly believe that you're never going to change anybody But if you can strengthen yourself in order to be there for others and be that guiding light, that's the most important thing. Look in the mirror. Just look in the mirror and you will.
You're right. You'll never help everybody, but you can be there to help those that are willing.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And I do feel as though no matter where you're at in your journey, you are 100% capable of doing anything. I don't care where you're at in your journey. You are capable of doing anything as long as you have that clear vision and you're able to move forward. So yeah, I am such a nerd when it comes to all of that stuff. But it's okay. I like it.
I love it. I think Sarah's in the audience here. Sarah, it's like one of 100 or 500 out there. Oh, Sarah Kane, what's a book that would be great for Aimee? I think you're thinking of it right now. It looks like a rocket. Rocket fuel.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to write that down.
Visionary and integrator.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Read that with Caitlin's your sister-in-law, right?
Yes. Yep. Oh, I'll get that in my bookshelf.
Yeah, that's your next book. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
It will definitely, I mean, if we're open to it, it can shift this.
100%. Absolutely. And that's the thing. You have to be open to certain things. You have to set your ego aside on all levels, right? All levels. There's no ego involved. And you can move the needle on anything.
Yeah, I think we're going to plan on attending an event together, and I'm going to be in a room with some people that I've never been in a room that I wanted to be in a room with. And I like to go into those with the mentality of, I don't know anything. I want to come here and learn.
Yeah.
And put the ego aside and not worry about what we've done successfully. Also not beat myself up for what we've not done.
Yes.
What we've failed at, but go in there and just learn.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm really excited, but there is no such, not to like speak over you, but like I feel like failure is just like a word, right? Like we throw that around super lightly and you don't ever fail. It's just one of those things of, hey, let's just adjust it and move forward on that. My new agent, she's like, oh my gosh, I failed at this. I said, wait, did you learn something? Yeah. She goes, I learned a ton. I said, so how did you fail?
That's not a failure.
How did you fail?
The learning opportunity. And if you don't learn something from it, then that becomes the failure.
That becomes the failure. Exactly. Again, everything is mindset. Everything is psychological. Everything in life you can change in a split second with the way that your mind is, and ego aside.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to that event. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Hey,
it'd be so fun.
Wrapping up here a little bit. What do you have any questions for me?
I do.
Uh-oh.
I do. Okay. I love this question because it's just an interesting question. If there is anybody that you could meet, past or present, who would it be and why?
Wow. Like all these names just came through my lid. Damn. Yeah. Like somebody that you just wouldn't even think of probably up until this moment, and it just popped into my head. And I would probably like to meet, can I give you a couple?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to meet Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
Like Andrew Carnegie. I would like to meet no politicians. Zero of that. I want to meet people like that, built something really special and just really helped a lot of other people. Yeah.
I love that.
Napoleon Hill and Charles Haanel. I think those are the types of people that I would like to meet, to understand like what they put into their book, and what they truly learned.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the few that I would like to meet.
I love that. That's beautiful. I couldn't agree with you more. That would be amazing to meet them. And I feel like all of those people you just mentioned too, they all had like one thing in common, and it was like one goal, and they just shot for it. Didn't matter if they failed or whatnot. They just went for it. They switched gears. They went for it. They switched gears. And they're classics.
I think the thing that pops into my lid when I think of those three, the definiteness of purpose.
Yes, that's it. It's that vision, that purpose, the reason, the abundance, right? It's that abundance. It's never worrying about, it's not having fear, and it's just pushing forward and going for that purpose.
Yeah. I don't know if I said definiteness.
That's okay.
I was trying to put sometimes these things get stuck. Like I
think I probably said a couple of words that didn't, vision, whatever that word is. Yeah, it's okay. We get it.
Definite of purpose.
Yeah.
Definite. Damn, it's something like that. Yeah.
Something. We got it.
You know, there's very, very purposeful.
Purposeful. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Excellent. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're the only one that can. So all the millions of followers, listeners out there, future listeners, and you're going to go back and watch it after we have 7 million viewers or subscribers. I'm speaking into the reality, right?
Yes.
Seeing it clearly.
Yes. You're stepping into that vision of what it is, and you're believing in it.
Yeah. And the big thing is that a lot of people do the law of attraction, but they never act upon it when it's in front of them. So
that's right. I got another book for you.
Okay. What is it?
Why Quantum Physics Does Not Lie. That's a heavy one, by the way.
Okay.
That's a heavy one, but that's a good one.
Is it on Audible?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I hope it is, because those seem like big words and small.
I'm just going to give it to you up front. It's a heavy one, and you just have to get through the first part of it, the first half. Once you get into the middle part of it, and it's one of those books where wherever you are at right now, you'll pick up certain things, revert back to it, because you will understand it in a whole new light another time, and then even a third and fourth time. That's one of those books.
And why
quantum physics does not fail. Not what. Why quantum physics does not fail. That's what it is.
We'll look that up, get that. But I think Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, that is one of the ones that you don't get it until you're ready for it.
Oh, 100%.
That's another one that's very.
That is. Do you know that they have a board game?
I don't have that board game.
They have a board game, and they have a children's version.
Wow.
Yes, it's great. I have them both.
Nice.
I don't know if you're a board game person, but it helps your kids understand what that looks like and how to move it, how to move the money.
I love it.
Yeah. I love that book. I mean, I could literally list a million of them, but those are the ones that when you ask me that, it's these are the most frequent ones that I have just read that have helped me right now in where I'm at. But man, I could go through a whole list of them.
I love it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm super grateful that I got to spend some time here with Aimee Burroughs.
Me too.
From the east side of Florida, above Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
South of Myrtle Beach, or south of Philadelphia, in Palm Beach Garden, close to West Palm, right?
Yes, we're neighbors.
I think so. And you kind of luxury market, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some affordable homes, but affordable homes start at what price?
550.
Okay. And
600, 650. Yeah.
650 all the way into the millions.
40 million.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some
crazy. There's an island that's for sale right now.
Let's buy it. Beautiful.
It's just bananas. I know.
Love it. Again, Aimee, super grateful that you're here with me today on the Lehr. And I'm just asking everybody out there, if this helps you, please subscribe, share, and hit up Aimee Burroughs. You're growing your team down in Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm. She's with Real Broker, and she is putting together a beautiful team. If you're an agent out there, hit her up, like be a part of something really special and go seek that incredible mentorship that Aimee offers.
Thank you. I would love to help anybody if you have any questions. And I'm so grateful to be here with you and looking forward to just tons of growth and all kinds of beautiful things ahead.
I love it. Collaboration at its finest. Super grateful for you.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Make your day great.